A few years back, children all over the world fell in love with the star of the movie Free Willy. You remember it, the killer whale cruelly kept in terrible conditions and a street kid's attempts to free him. Well, after the release of that movie, a Free Willy Foundation was set up and the money poured in so that the real-life Willy, a whale named Keiko, could also go free. A noble and important cause, say some, but to others, it's become a huge and ridiculous waste of money. Millions of it. Killer whales love to have fun. You can see that at marine parks. And thousands more have seen it here in the wild. In the ocean, they live together in closely knit families, each with its own special language. They are intelligent and friendly. And the best known of them all is the friendliest of them all. His name is Keiko. So he's in a good mood today.
He's in a very good mood today. As you can see, there's a lot of people around, and he knows there's a camera behind us.
Keiko's best friend right now is his trainer, Nolan Harvey.
They like tribbles, huh? Those are fun.
At this marine park in Newport, Oregon, he's training him for the toughest trick of all. He's training him to be set free, just like in the movies. In his younger days, Keiko was the star of the film Free Willy, and everyone who saw it wanted for Keiko the freedom of his alter ego. In the film, freeing Willy was easy, but in reality, freeing Keiko is much harder. It's taken millions of dollars from people right around the world and years of hard work by dozens of experts just to get Keiko to this point. And even if the Free Willy Foundation gets its way, it could still take months before Keiko reaches an ocean. Do you know how much money has gone into this project?
Well, it probably is somewhere short of $10 million.
Bob Radcliffe is one of the coordinators of the Free Willy Foundation. But it does seem ridiculous to have so much money spent on one whale.
I mean, other people have said that. This isn't about one whale. This is about humanity. It's about getting people's attention for that split second to say, we really have to think about the health of the oceans and the marine environment and what we do to marine mammals and fish in general.
No. Stay over here.
The problem is that in human terms, Keiko is like some 65-year-old who's been in solitary confinement since childhood, never having to feed himself, never having to fend for himself.
No, didn't say bubbles. Didn't ask for bubbles.
Captured as a 2-year-old off Iceland, he spent 18 years in captivity. Now, awash with dollars and under the vast weight of public expectation, the foundation has to send Keiko home. It is an extraordinary commitment in terms of money.
Yes, it is. I mean, we really have an opportunity, and it's because of the Free Willy movies, to kind of change people's image or to get people to think about what we're doing to the marine environment.
Wow. What's he doing?
This is one whale who's in the last third of his life, more than likely. This is being done for humans and human emotional reasons, probably not for the whale.
Dr. John Nightingale is one horrified scientist. He's curator of the Vancouver Aquarium, home to Biosa, their killer whale.
There she is again.
Happiness for Keiko, says Nightingale, should be something like
There
this.
she is with the breach. And what a splashy way to end things off for the session.
He'd like to think all his whales, even these rare and beautiful belugas, could be set free. But he says the reality is that, like Keiko, they're better off here, in an environment they understand.
She's 14 years old. You can see she still has a bit of gray around her eye.
He doesn't know any different. He hasn't lived his life out in the ocean. He probably has, scientists don't believe that whales have cognitive memory, that they can remember back to the good old days, swimming beside Mum in Iceland, 20 years ago.
If Keiko does have a memory, it's of a pretty miserable life. A giant fish in a tiny fish bowl. Till he was moved to Oregon, he was the shabbily treated star performer at this Mexican marine park.
He just stares at the people as they stare at him, and he just takes his head out so he can hear and look at everybody.
His pool was so small and dirty, Keiko was dying. Everyone was appalled.
We've done a great thing for Keiko. There is no question in my mind he'd be dead today if we hadn't moved into Newport.
His new $7 million home has been built just for him. Daily, throngs of adoring Free Willy fans coming to see his antics and be relieved of dollars.
You put your flippers in, you put your flippers out, you put your flippers in, and you shake them all about. You do the whale wiggle.
From the Free Willy sing-along sessions, the kids go on to the tourist shop to pester parents to buy the knickknacks and souvenirs, with all the proceeds going to this very expensive exercise in animal liberation. So the idea is to really try and get him back into his own environment.
Correct. Keiko, for 18 years of his life now, has lived in a man-made environment.
In the animal liberation business, this is a first. Keiko's next home will be a giant sea pen along the lines of this scale model.
100 feet wide.
It and Keiko will be flown across the Atlantic to a bay on the coast of Iceland, if the Icelandic government allows it.
As he gets comfortable with that, then we'll open this up and allow him to start swimming in the bay. That's when the athlete hits the road. Then we'll be able to determine how soon or if he'll be able to go free.
How soon do you think you'll know whether he's doing well?
I could be there for years if it takes that long.
Right now, Keiko is filling no one with confidence, especially when it comes to the basics. Fed dead fish all his life, he hasn't yet quite got his mind around how to catch the live variety.
We think Icelandic whales are herring eaters, and herring are about this long, and you need to eat hundreds of them a day, and they're very fast.
John Nightingale believes it's unlikely Keiko will ever learn to catch enough food to look after himself. So you're saying if they're half interested in whales, killer whales in particular, that money they're spending on Keiko should be spent elsewhere?
There's no question that the $15 or $20 million they will spend by the time this is over would be much better spent on real research on those animals and those issues.
It's truly an amazing project. I think the thing that strikes me the most is it all started with kids. It didn't start with adults. It started with kids. And the kids said, why can't we do this? That's a good question. Why can't we do it? We're adults. We're supposed to be able to do things for them.
We're not religious zealots. We're not animal rights activists, and we're not in the public display industry. We're people who are trying to focus some resources to getting this whale into the right place.
We think that's a real selfish point of view, because institutions like this aquarium work so hard every day on conservation of the existing living world. There's so much work that needs to be done for millions of wild whales, and we have no money to do it.
John Nightingale's argument is that around the world, every few months it seems whales strand themselves on beaches. And science so far has found no rational explanation for their slow, sad deaths. Yet millions is being spent on Keiko in what will probably be a well-meaning but totally futile exercise. Somewhere out in the Atlantic is Keiko's family, a tiny pod of whales. For all this to work, somehow Keiko has to find them from inside his sea pen.
We don't know what family he came from. We don't know how to put him back with his family that more than likely he would have grown up his whole life with. We don't even know where Icelandic killer whales spend part of their year. That research is not being done.
But if we get Keiko to the North Atlantic We put him in the sea pen, and over time he fails to prove to us that he couldn't survive. Well, then we're going to take care of him for the rest of his life and make him comfortable and happy.
In the end, it seems everyone has been caught in Keiko's net. What started as a well-intentioned effort to free a movie-star whale now looms as a multi-million-dollar fiasco. After all his years in captivity, Keiko is showing no signs of being seduced by the call of the wild.
You know, many people would argue Keiko is free today by comparison to where he was before.
But as you said, there are millions of people, particularly children, who had the dream of returning Keiko to the wild.
And the dream exists today. I mean, I have that dream. There's nothing would mean more to me than to stand on a boat or a seawall or a dock with my children and watch that whale swim away. But I think my children would be ashamed of me if I allowed that to happen to Keiko's detriment.
Hello, I'm Tara Brown. Thanks for watching 60 Minutes Australia. Subscribe to our channel now for brand new stories and exclusive clips every week. And don't miss out on our extra minute segments and full episodes of 60 Minutes on 9now.com.au and the 9Now app.